Welcome to the Three of Skeins and Crochet podcast. Today we have with us the mom of Skeins, Dola. Welcome to the podcast, Mom.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being here. We are starting a teeny weeny little series for the first time. This is actually our first series, really. We are going to be talking about making bags. And Mom is going to share some of her bags that she's been making. And she's going to be telling us, a little bit about how she creates a bag and share some of her inspirations. So, what do you think, Mom? Shall we show a little cavalcade of bags right quick?
Okay.
All right, so I'm just going to take you through a couple. Isn't she adorable? I really like this one. It's so cute. Cute little summer sack. This one I think is in progress.
This one is
right?
in progress, yes.
So you can see the inner workings. You want to talk to us about how you like working with leather. This is a sort of traditional knot style bag. And there we go. So, Ma, where do you get your inspirations? I see you do all kinds of different bags.
Well, I've always been interested in working with bags. And I tried different materials. I think materials inspire me.
Mm-hmm.
So I've tried different materials to see how I like them. And I got a great deal on raffia. So I started
making raffia bags.
Making raffia bags. And I just, once I get into a stream of something, I just keep doing it because I'm learning as I work with it. I'm learning how things go. Also got a great deal on this yarn. So
There we go.
There we go.
So what did you like about the raffia as a material? I'm just going to pick one up. It feels really nice to the touch,
It feels
actually.
nice. Also, the fact that you could have it be like a really light little summer bag, or you can line it and have it be a bag that you take to work or just take out with you. Depending on how you want the stitches to look, you could use a tiny hook or a large hook, and it still works.
Wow. So when you come up with a bag, how do you figure out what you exactly want the bag to look like? Where do you take your inspiration for the type of bag or the shape of the bag?
Well, once I started looking at bags on Pinterest, and there are millions,
Yes.
and I just looked at different bags, and I don't actually say, oh, I want to make that bag, but I look at elements of the bag that attracts me, and then I work out how to do that. So if I want to make a bag, like I started with round bottoms, because I knew how to make a circle. So
Is one of these around there?
yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean. The bottom is actually just a circle.
Yeah. So that was the easiest one to do. And then when I moved on to different shapes, I looked up how to do those shapes
Okay.
and went from there. And then, you decide, am I going to line it? Am I not going to line it?
This one's an oval.
Yeah.
Now, when you decide to do a lining, and I guess this one's a rectangle.
Yes.
When you decide to do a lining, you still have a couple of decisions to make, right? Whether to interface or not interface.
Yes.
This one has a sweet little lining.
Oh, Crystal kept buying, those little remainder pieces of fabric at Joann's. And when I started the bag, she said, oh, you can have those. And it was wonderful because they're interesting, they're fun, and I really enjoyed working with them.
Now, what kind of interfacing do you use?
It depends. And these bags, this one, no, this one I did not interface actually.
Right.
But this one I used a lightweight interfacing because I wanted to have some body, but I didn't want it to be stiff.
Right.
So by using a lightweight interfacing, it just like it keeps its shape,
Yeah, it's
but
still
it's
kind of
not
holding its
stiff.
shape. Yeah. Now, you were telling me that you don't interface against, you don't apply the interfacing necessarily to the part where you've crocheted. You apply it to the lining.
Yeah, I do it that way because, especially with the raffia, I didn't want to iron on it because I didn't know how it would work out.
Yeah, I would take the heat.
Yeah.
And the raffia itself seems to have a little bit more body, let's say, than this wool.
Yes.
Because I think this bag is not lined. Yeah, this one's not lined.
No.
But notice how the raffia is still kind of maintaining its shape, while this one is kind of collapsed without anything in it.
Yeah. Well, this bag is, really just a casual knot bag that takes a store with you or whatever.
So it's almost like a shopping bag.
It's almost like a shopping bag.
You just wanted to throw a couple of things in there.
And it's just easy to carry.
Mm-hmm. You just slip it right on your wrist.
Yeah.
Now you were telling me too that you are using like two kinds of interfacing. Like
Yeah.
Light.
Well, like this bag, I decided, first of all, I used the raffia doubled. And I did not want to line this one. So what I did was to create another bottom out of raffia.
Oh.
And I interfaced it with a stiffer interfacing and then just kind of glued it in. You can see it.
Here, I'll turn it out.
I don't want to pop off this.
Yeah. There we go. So that's the second bottom that you put in.
It just gives it more body.
And you see how the bottom really holds its shape.
Yeah, so if you just want to stiffen the bottom, that's one way to go.
And it's actually kind of nice because when you set it down, it kind of sits up
Yes.
on its own.
I started out just using single crochets because I wanted that close stitches.
Okay, so this is an example of one of your single crochet
One of the
bags.
single crochet bags, yes.
But then you sort of branched out a little bit.
Yeah.
Like this one is, you did a little bit of open stitching.
Yes, and I did double crochets in that one.
And this one?
This one also are double crochets, but I just like went down to the row below for one stitch and went to the top row.
Yeah.
So I just alternated going below and coming back to the row that I was working on.
It almost gives a houndstooth vibe.
Yeah.
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 But you can pretty much work your bag in any stitch.
Yeah.
It just depends on how open or closed you want the bag to be.
Yeah.
So if you have a stitch dictionary, this would probably be a great project to sort of pull out your stitch dictionary and pick a stitch that you really like, because the bag can have as much or as little shaping as you want. So you don't have to worry about, increasing and decreasing in an unfamiliar stitch.
Yeah. Once you have your bag, it's a shape. It's an oval, it's round, it's whatever. I think the thing that makes a difference is the hardware. So you decide how you want to finish the bag. As you can see on this bag here, it's just, a sack, so I don't have anything else on it.
Higher. There we go.
So this bag, I decided to line it, and then I actually used, this was on, what do you call it?
Shawl pin.
This was a shawl pin, so I used that for the roundness. I also have it clipped in between here.
And where'd you get that piece of hardware? Was that Amazon?
Yes, this came from Amazon. This I had around the house. And of course the labels I had around the house. So I try to use things that I already have. For the handles came from Amazon, and the closure.
Now, you also will sometimes cannibalize bags that you get. Because, sometimes, because you were telling me yesterday that sometimes a bag comes with an extra shoulder strap.
Yeah.
And you've been making use of those, too.
I made another bag like this for Jessica. I cut up the straps, and I make use of them on the bags that
So if you've got an old bag that you're not going to carry anymore,
definitely
don't get rid of the whole bag.
Yeah.
Harvest whatever hardware you can off of it, because they're actually quite reusable.
Okay, so I use Pinterest for my inspiration. So this bag, I got the idea to do the open work from this bag on Pinterest. And it's not the same stitch, but the same feel.
Yeah.
And then this one here, again, the knot bag, I really like this detail.
Yeah.
So I use this detail in my bag. And this one, again, I found one detail that I really liked, and I used that as part of the bag that I was making.
Cool. Now, you were telling me that you had discovered a little leather kit. Like, you had gotten some leather. I don't ask me why, but I had some leather lying around. And Mom got some inspiration on Pinterest for a bag that combined leather with other materials. So you got a whole kit, you were saying.
Yeah, because I'm going to attach this, the handles of this bag, with just a little piece, a little leather tab. So I wanted leather needles, and I was looking on Pinterest. I had a few. I couldn't find them. So I decided
you were looking on Amazon
to order some more, and I was looking at Amazon. And lo and behold, they have like whole kits to work with.
I'll hold it up for you.
So it has like a lot of needles, like a lot of little things that you would need to work with. Thread.
A good thimble.
A good thimble.
If you're going to sew through leather by hand, you're going to need a thimble. Even some needle threaders and an awl.
Yeah, and it was a really good price. I think it was it was less than $20. So I bought that.
And when you glued your leather to the wooden handle, did you use any special glue?
Yes, I use leather glue.
See, I didn't realize it was special glue just for leather. And you decided to glue this onto the handle
I glued
first?
it around the handle first, because when I tried to sew it on, it was hard to, hold on to everything and do it. Now, all you're holding on to is this. So
yes, it's one.
It makes it easier to sew. And I found that sewing the raffia, if you have to sew through the raffia, the leather needles work really well, because they have a really sharp point and they won't like tear the raffia that you're working with.
And you know what? When you were lining that other bag, you discovered when you put in the handle first, it actually stretched the top of the bag a little bit. So it's better to measure if you're going to make your lining.
To line it first.
Yeah. Line it first, then sew on the handle. Or measure for your lining after you've sewn on the handle.
Yeah.
Because it did change the measurement significantly. That was amazing. So if you have any questions about making bags or kind of how to get your bags together, let us know in the description bar below. I'm saying it wrong. Let us know in the comments below. Mom, any last tips about making bags?
No, it's not like I'm an expert at this. It's just something I enjoy doing, and I'm working it out as I go along.
Not a problem. Thank you for joining us. As always, have a good week. Oh, and be on the lookout. We did a tutorial for how to put a lining in your bag. That will be coming after this because it's our first series. See you next time.